Alright guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Rowlands and I'm a nutritional balancing practitioner. And in this video I want to talk about productivity and how to be productive because it's definitely something I had to learn, and I think really productivity definitely needs to be sort of connected with the nutritional balancing program and your healing process, etc, etc. I think one of the biggest issues with productivity and a lot of people following the program is it's easy to read these productivity books and this and that, you know, but at the end of the day a lot of people talk about how to be hyper productive, but at the same time probably misinterpreting or misunderstanding the fact that you need rest in your life, and especially if you want to do a development program, you know, it's just not ideal to be working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, even if you're super productive. So that's something that's really interesting for me to learn, is that, you know, I learned that productivity, really, you should be really linking it up with happiness or success. At the end of the day, a successful person is a person who is well balanced in all areas of their life. And it's very, very easy today, especially stuck in this technological world, to think that happiness and success is basically about getting up in the morning, being hyper productive all day, getting loads of work done, and, you know, coming out at the end of the day feeling like you've achieved something or feeling successful or whatever. In reality, that's not the case, especially not for me, and especially if you're doing the nutritional balancing program. It just doesn't work out that way. At the end of the day, if you are doing nutrition balancing, you are doing development, you know, a lot of your time, or not a lot of your time, but, you know, a large proportion of the day or a specific section of the day, you need to be cooking food, you need to be doing enemas, you need to be doing saunas. You, in my opinion, need to be going out meeting friends, meeting family, doing things that you find interesting. Because at the end of the day, that's what keeps you content, that's what keeps you optimistic, that's what keeps you happy. So I've sort of come up with my own formula for being productive, and it works for me. You know, what I'm about to tell you is, you know, it's come about over me working and healing and learning, you know, over an 8-year period. And although it might sound simple, the nuances are really important. So basically the way that I work is, obviously I do nutritional balancing, I do web design. I'm currently building a online platform for nutritional balancing that I believe will be very, very helpful for a lot of people. You know, I've got to do the program, I've got to, you know, meet friends, I have a partner, you know what I mean, I get invited to things. I'm learning constantly about various things, so my life's pretty packed up. And, you know, I think a lot of people who don't know me personally, maybe watching the YouTube channel or being a client of mine, you know, probably think that I work constantly, but I don't work constantly. I'm just very, very good with my time and how I've managed to balance things out. And in my opinion, in order to be successful, you're gonna have to understand some of this. So basically how I work is, you know, what I'll generally do is anything that I need to do, anything, it might be ring this person, sort out that invoice, you know, find time to do your taxes, write this article, make this video, you know, whatever comes into my mind, I write it down. So the way that I work is I have Google Calendar on my phone, and Google Calendar has a reminders section. It's quite easy to get up. So anything that comes in, I'll just quickly write it down on the reminders, just anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll have like a list of like 50 things that I've kind of put on there. Sometimes I'll have a video idea, sometimes I'll have an idea that I need to put into a book, whatever, boom, goes onto that list. The good thing about that is that you've just got everything on one list, which is helpful really when you're just going about your day-to-day activities, because if you've got multiple lists and you constantly think, well, where's that one go, how do you understand what I mean? It's more hassle than good, so it's just best to get everything on one list, and then, you know, I'll find some time to organise that list basically. So that's what happens. I have this long list of things to do, and it means that if I have something that comes up, I'll just pop it on the list and I don't have to think about it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people are trying to, you know, get everything into our heads, and it's important to realise that the human brain is amazing at thinking. It's not very good at holding on to stuff. You know, it's not very good at remembering things really about what you got to do. It gets confused easily when it comes to that. So that's the first thing I do. So kind of get up in the morning, you know, I'll have a good long sleep. You know, I'll sleep easily 9 hours usually, sometimes 10. You know, I can sleep 5 or 6 if I want to and not have a problem, but, you know, I sleep quite long. And I'm very lucky that my partner also sleeps longer than me, you know what I mean, so that's good. It would be not very good to be in a relationship whereby, you know, she would be sleeping 5 hours. So I get up in the morning and I do the program. Cook my food, do my enemas, usually do 2 enemas back to back, do supplements, do what I need to do, spinal twist, you know, and my morning's quite relaxed. Usually what I'll do in the morning is I will look at my emails, you know, usually first thing, and quickly check my WhatsApp just in case there are any emergencies. If there are any emergencies, I'll deal with them. Usually what I tend to do is if it's a real emergency, I'll just message the person or call the person and say, just give me a call, because if I'm doing an enema or if I'm eating or whatever, it's not a big problem to quickly answer the call and speak to whoever I need to speak to for 10-15 minutes, or, you know what I mean, I might have an urgent thing to come in, but that doesn't happen too often. So usually my mornings are really relaxed and really chilled out. And then I have a rule. I will work pretty much non-stop from 12 in the afternoon until around 5 PM or 6 PM. So I'm working around 5 hours per day. But the good thing about that is that when I'm working from 12 to 5, I'll be working, you know, I won't have any phones on, I won't be messing around on Facebook, you know what I mean, I'll put my phone on airplane mode, and I get my head down from 12 to 5 and do my work. Now what's good about that is something I've learned the hard way, is that we're just not designed, in my opinion, to work more than say 4, 5, 6 hours a day. You know, indigenous people, which I take a lot of inspiration from, I think they in many ways lived in harmony with themselves, in nature and with God. They didn't do any more than 4 or 5 hours of work per day. Everyone thinks that they was constantly running around trying to find food and running away from animals and stuff. Nah, they had it quite easy. They was doing about 4 or 5 hours, and that's what I found really works, because you can have a really quiet morning, chilled out, do what you need to do, and then you know that from 12 till 5 you are working and no one can really speak to you. Also, you know, if you're working self-employed, no one's doing anything between 12 and 5 anyway. Do you know what I mean? If you want to meet with friends, if you want to do this, you want to do that, one, they're all at work, usually between 12 and 5. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's a good idea to kind of finish at 5 and then you can do whatever you want after that. And it works really well. So another thing that I do, which is really, really important, which I found works amazingly well, is I will concentrate on one thing for 5 hours, and then the next day I will concentrate on another thing for 5 hours. So I'll give you an example. I have got a website business and a graphic design business. I will concentrate on that specific business for 5 hours all day, and I will go through each job that I need to do. So yeah, basically, obviously I've got this long list of things to do, and when it comes to nutritional balancing, you know what I mean, as I say, if I need to message people in emergencies or whatever, I'll read my emails in the morning and I'll message whoever I need to message that are quite urgent, and anyone on WhatsApp. When it gets to 12 o'clock, what I will do is I'll always answer all my nutritional balancing emails straight every single day. Do you know what I mean? Whether I'm doing websites that day or whatever, I'll always answer clients. You know, usually at 12 o'clock. And, you know, I have a lot of emails usually, but I work quite well when it comes to emails because I have a lot of sort of short codes, they're called. So I have a system on my email account whereby I can write like hashtag copper, hashtag question, hashtag GIS, hashtag articles, and them like hashtags are linked to basically a long piece of text that I'm constantly having to send to people. So when anyone asks for maybe the prices, for example, instead of me writing all the prices out or even copying and pasting prices, I'll just write like hashtag prices, and all of that will be, you know, there for people. Some people obviously need more typing, but you figure out quick ways of doing things. You know, if someone writes me a long message on my email, for example, I'll basically copy that message, reply, paste the message, and then I'll read through, and then underneath each paragraph I'll write in bold my answer to each paragraph, and then my answer to the next. So, you know, someone might send me a big long email, and, you know, instead of me reading it and trying to remember it and then answering, what I'll just do is copy that email, paste it into a new email, and then go through the email, and you know, inside the text I'll reply in bold lettering so they can see, you know, what I've replied to. So, you know, my emails, you know, they're quite quick, really. You know what I mean? I'm not like sat here all day like sorting out emails. When I'm doing them emails as well, I will also sort out the lab results, sort out the program design sheets. You know, everything gets done, you know, in that period. So once I've sorted out my clients and stuff, also what I'll generally do is, obviously I need to speak to clients on Skype. So I'll generally speak to clients usually around 5 PM onwards, or usually usually at maybe 11 till 12, or from 5 till like 8. The thing is, when I'm speaking to clients on Skype, yeah, it is work, but in many respects it's not really work. It's just, you know, the good thing about what I do with nutrition balancing is I'm I mean, I've done this for so long, and I'm so knowledgeable that when I speak to clients, it's actually really enjoyable. It's not really work. So I quite like speaking to clients on Skype from like 5 PM or 6 PM, because it's actually quite relaxing for me, and I can speak to clients and give them so much good information. You know, I've got the hair test on the laptop and stuff, and you know what I mean, it's actually like, you know, I'll work from like 12 till 5, but then it's actually like just sociable in many respects for me to speak to a client on Skype between like 5 and 6 or whatever, or 6 and 7. Actually like wind down. So usually what I'll do is at 12 o'clock I'll do my nutritional balancing stuff. That can take up to an hour, so that's maybe from like 12 to 1, answer the emails, sort out the tests, sort out the program design sheets, do what I need to do, and then I'll scatter the Skype, you know, around that 1 to 5 hour period. And then, yeah, so then after that I'll have a look at my list that I've got on my phone usually, and I'll get up the notepad, and I'll look at the list, and I'll basically, I've got this notepad on the computer which basically shows everything I need to do for my websites and whatever. So I'll update that and sort all that out, and then I'll basically work from like 1 till 5 just doing websites. And then the next day I'll work from 1 till 5 just making videos for YouTube channel. And then the next day I'll work from 1 till 5 just making videos for the Patreon account. And then the next day I'll work from 1 till 5 just doing nutritional balancing, the new projects for nutrition balancing, and then on the last day I might work 1 till 5 doing website and graphic design stuff. So, you know, so to go over it, and then I've usually got weekends free. So, you know, from the outside perspective, get up in the morning, check my emails, check any emergencies on my phone or whatever, sort them out, and then usually from like 9 AM till 11 AM I'm kind of doing the program, doing the enemas, eating my food, cook my food for the afternoon and the evening, sort anything out, you know what I mean. Sometimes I'm answering calls from clients or replying or calling clients, but it's fine because I'm usually cooking. Sometimes I'll speak doing an enema. It's not ideal, but it kind of works out alright. Then from maybe 11 till 12 I might have a client on Skype, but not usually. It's usually later on in the afternoon. 12 till 1 is answering emails, sorting out programs. Now this people think, oh my god, you know what I mean, like it doesn't seem to be like doing that much on nutrition balancing, but my business is so efficient, like, and a lot of it's down to the fact that I'm quite good on a computer. I know clients that take 5 hours to do what I can do in half an hour, just because of the systems I've set up for myself. Do you know what I mean? Like GIS forms are all automated. Do you know what I mean? A lot of like practitioners send people GIS forms on an email. The client's got to print them off, they write them, scan them back in. Like everything takes so much time. Do you know what I mean? A lot of like I used to work for this practitioner in Thailand. He just didn't know how to do anything. He used to print off all the emails and scan them back in, and oh man, it was such a mess. And you know, I've literally managed to automate a lot of stuff. So when tests come in from the lab, for example, they're automatically downloaded into folders. They're automatic, you know, all the GIS forms are online, so I just send a link, the client fills out the GIS forms. Do you know what I mean? It's all automated and put together. You know, so I will probably make a video on it soon, if you know, but I can literally save for 4 hours, and a practitioner does like what I do in an hour. It probably takes them all day, just because this terrible system setups. So then yeah, from 1 till 5, just concentrate on one job. So this, one of the best things I've ever done is just concentrate on one thing. Like I can't tell you how good it is, because in the past it was like do a little bit of website, do a little bit of nutrition balancing, do a little bit of this new project, do a little bit of marketing, do a little bit of that's like, honestly, it just doesn't work. Like you just concentrate on one thing. And again, it's probably what we would have done back in indigenous tribes. It's like, right, today we need to build this, today we need to go and hunt for this, today we need to go and dig out these roots, they're ready, today we need to go and pick these berries. Like, it just concentrate on one thing. So good. Then from 5 till like 7 or 5 till 8, I'm probably doing Skype chats with people, but to me that's a wind down. That's actually a wind down. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking and just giving my knowledge to clients, do you know what I mean, and tuning into them, asking them how their life is, you know, counselling, you know, going through the program. It's really enjoyable. I do actually really enjoy speaking to clients, and that's why I put it at the end of the day, so it's like ending the day really on a high. And then yeah, from like 6 onwards, 7 onwards, I do whatever I want. I'm spending time with my partner, I'm maybe going to a cool event, hanging out with friends, going around to friends' house and cooking, you know, and that's basically how I live my life. Do you know what I mean? And that's a life of balance. It's a life that's very, very efficient. You know, I'm always thinking about how to automate stuff, like always thinking about how to automate stuff, because we've got the opportunity of technology these days, which basically can do a lot of things that just would be time wasters for us. You know what I mean? And it's highly efficient. I'd never get burnt out. You know what I mean? I'm always following the program. I'm giving people great value, and it just kind of works. And you know, or you know, don't be worried about what other people are doing. If you're like looking at other people and thinking, "Oh man, they're doing this, or they're releasing this, or look at their website, or this," then people are probably working 10 hours a day. They're probably miserable. They're probably burnt out. They probably hardly ever see their friends. They probably don't look after the children like they should do. Do you know what I mean? So don't worry about that stuff too much. Find, you know, obviously you want to be excelling in all areas of life, but you need to be doing it in a way that's very conscious and grounded, and it's not burning you out all the time, and you know, you're really happy in other areas of your life, because it's so important. So I hope that gives you some good tips on how to organise your life and all that sort of stuff. It's definitely helped me massively. So yeah, if you want to start a nutritional balancing program, and you know, the good thing about me speaking to clients and stuff on Skype is that all this information I'm quite happy to speak to them about. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just here to tell people about their health, I'm here to give them advice on all sorts of different areas in life, because that's really what makes you content and happy. So if you want to start the program, just email me, Lewis, Lewis, at deephealingspace.com, and I will send you an email, usually at around 12 PM UK time. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and speak to you soon.